Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's podcast episode. Today, I want to talk to you about how you can make some simple changes to your language that are going to open the doors to so much more creativity. Now, when we have big dreams that we want to unfold, and I know the people listening to this podcast are serious game changers who have huge dreams, and I mean huge dreams. And what that can do is send your ego into a frenzy. It can send your ego into, big dreams, eh? How are you going to do that? And we get crippled so much by the how. And I did a podcast episode a few weeks ago about the how. And we're going to touch on that briefly as well, because I'm going to give you a change for how you can reword your how, but as well, how you can open up to so much more creativity and good energy and literally help your manifestations come quicker. And the best bit, shift your ego out of the way. Completely, let's shove it out the way, because sometimes we need to, because let's be honest, it doesn't help. It doesn't help us. It loves to keep us stuck. It loves to keep us small. It loves to tell us we're no bloody good at anything, which is not true, really is not true. So when we have these big dreams, we often set them and we're so excited. We think, yeah, that would be amazing. You might have huge dreams around the amount of freedom you want, the amount of money you want, the amount of success you want, the amount of loving relationships you want, whatever that is for you, you're allowed all of them things. So let's just get that clear. You are allowed all of them things, and they are soul-led desires. If you are literally getting lit up inside when you think of your desires, that is a soul-led desire. If you are wanting something because Susan next door's just got one and you think you should be better than her, then that is not a soul-led desire. That's your ego talking. But we all know the difference. We know the soul-led ones. We know the ones that sound crazy, that light us up, that literally make our energy go ping, ping, ping. And I've talked about this before, how your energy is that tuning fork. So if you've got those desires that are going ping, 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 and yet your ego creeps in and goes, how can you make that happen? How could that be even possible? You've never had that amount of money. You've never known how to create that amount of money. You've never had that loving relationship. Whatever it is for you, your ego will kick in and want to keep you where you are, want to stop you getting those desires. Now, what we can do is we can start to choose. We can start to choose a different path. We can start to choose a different thought. We can start to choose the desires and the wants and the drives that we have. And actually, you can do that by saying, not how do you do it? Because when you say how do you do it, there's a layer of lack. There's a layer of I don't know. There's a layer of I don't know how to do this. So how do I do it? And it's like you're searching for an answer because you don't know it. Whereas we have all the answers inside of us. It's about allowing the creative energy, allowing the intuition to come out. Whereas when you say you don't know, so you're asking for the how because you don't currently know it, what you're saying is you don't know it. So the brain stops looking. It thinks something outside of you is going to create the answer for you. And it is never the way. It's about opening up the channels inside of you to allow the information to come through, allow the next step to show itself, allow it to be revealed to you. So a way to phrase it so that you can actually step up and align to this new channel of information and allow this creative energy to get exciting and get your flow going, you can start by saying, how do I want it to happen? So if you want to create 50K months in your business, how do I want to create 50K months? How do I want this to happen? How do I want this to be easy? Suddenly you are asking a different question, and your reticular activated system in your mind will be searching for the answer for you. It wants to prove you right constantly. So as soon as you are saying, how do I want to create £50,000 months? How do I want that to be easy? Suddenly there's a new channel opening up, and you don't have to keep thinking, oh, well, the answer hasn't come instantly, but you can start playing about with things. You can start looking at how that can happen. You can start thinking of it differently and opening up this channel of creativity. And you can start to free yourself even further by saying, if I knew 100% that I would not fail, and there was no way that anybody else would get harmed or bothered by what I'm doing, and I could do exactly what I wanted, how would I create that? How would I let that unfold? How would I make that happen? Really start to think, if you were fully free, if you didn't have, because sometimes, you know, we do so much in our business that we think, right, we've got to carry on down this channel, or we've got to carry on down this path. And actually, if you go, if I was fully free to make full decision on anything, without any baggage, without any thoughts of it not working, what would I want it to look like? Suddenly you are opening up a whole new channel, a whole new thing of ideas, because we can go so far down a path sometimes that we think that that's the only avenue, and actually there could be 5 or 6 different avenues for us. So it's really opening up those creative channels. And the best bit about this is decision is actually more powerful than beliefs. So you might think, well, I've got some really deep-seated beliefs around my money or whatever that is. But actually, if you decide that you are going to make this happen and you're going to find the way no matter what, suddenly your beliefs are parked to one side. Your ego is parked to one side, because you're not saying you need to know the answer today. You're saying you're going to make it happen. You're saying you're going to find a way. So as soon as you decide, and you decide to commit, and you decide to go all in, there is no stopping you. You will overcome any belief that has got in your way. You'll overcome any ego. But the problem is, half the time we don't commit and we don't decide because we're still worried about the how. We don't need to know the full how straight away. Once you open up these creative channels, you'll start to see and feel the how. And what you do is you follow the next step that feels good. You don't even need to know the full route before you take the next step. I've talked about this in the GPS system. You know, you put your route into the car, you put your postcode in where you want to go, and suddenly the map appears for you. You might have 3 options you want to choose from. I don't even know what they are, like economy, fast, whatever. And I never even know what the options are. And I just go, which one looks good? And I pick that. And I don't have to memorize each step of that journey. I literally trust that the next step is going to appear on that system. I don't go, oh, well, I can only see 3 steps on the map now. What's going to happen after that? Is it going to crash? Am I going to go the wrong way? No, I know that if I do take a wrong turning, the GPS is going to recalculate and get me back on track. Why do you think the universe is any different? The universe created GPS systems. Like, come on. It is part of our life that's being manifested and created by someone clever enough to do that for us. And literally, we're wondering whether the universe is clever enough for us to get to where we want to be. Come on, what? Really? Remember, the GPS system is already created for you to get to your dreams. All you need to do is get in the car, switch on the engine, and start to drive. If you sit, who's been in a car as well, when you're sat and you might be somewhere and you're like, oh, it's not going to give me the next direction until I actually start moving because it's not picking up this weird car park that I'm sat in. Well, life is exactly the same. It's not going to pick up the next direction until you start moving. So the trick is to try and like lower your doubts and really increase your action. And do that by just being more creative, knowing that you can have what you want, just fully know it, because it is there, it's already created. Say you want to create £50,000 in your business, that money's already out there. All you're asking is that money is directed to you in some way, shape, or form. So the money's already created. So stop thinking how you need to make that money, because one, that is the wrong answer. It's the wrong question. How you need to make that money doesn't matter. The money is already created. It's how do you open up channels? How do you want that money to flow to you? How do you want to work for that money? Do you want to work 4 hours a week? Do you want to work, freelance? Like, what do you want your work life to look like? Rather than thinking, how do I make that money? You've got to think, how do you want it to be? How do you want it to be brought in? And this is how you start the creative flow, and you really start to open up to that money's already yours. And actually, it's a good thing you having that money, because you can help so many other people. You can give to charity, you can do whatever you want. That £50,000 is probably a lot better off in your hands than in someone else's. So why not just acknowledge that you are a brilliant person, you have the best heart, and actually you deserve to have all the desires that you want. So start to let go of the thing of, well, is it for me? Of course it's for you. You can dream it, you can desire it. It's in your imagination, so it's already for you. It's already created. And that money's already there. It's just about rechanneling, reorganizing it back, recalculating your GPS system, because do you know what? You were meant to have it, and it's seeking you more. So start to think about how you can start to open up these channels. So if you have been bogged down by the how, I want you to change it up. How do you want it to work out? How do you want it to be? Start to ask that question so that you can really start to open up. And then when the doubts creep in, why don't you question the doubts rather than question your dream? So often we question our dream and go, oh, well, maybe it's not big enough. Maybe I shouldn't want that £50,000. Maybe, it's not for me. But actually, why don't we start getting curious about the doubts and thinking, why do I think that way? Why do I think I don't deserve the 50,000? Why do I think it's not possible for me? It's possible for so many other people. Why would it not be possible for me? It's already been done by so many other people. So why would it not be for me? Start to question your doubts and not question your dreams. That is really, really powerful, because you deserve those dreams. They're for you. They're literally unique to you. We don't all have the same dreams. We don't all have the same desires. Yes, a few of us might want £50,000, but we might want it when we ask the question, how do you want it to happen? That could happen in various different ways for each of us. So stop doubting it. Stop, letting those doubts take over. Stop letting the how take over, and start to get creative and ask, how do you want it to happen? Because it's already going to happen. So how do you want it to happen? And start to open yourself up this way. This is a really powerful technique, and I really want to hear how it starts to change things. So make sure you go and join the Soulful Badass community. That's on Facebook. And share with me how you are changing things around with this slight shift. It is incredible. And let me know what happens. But as well, we are in Leo season, and I did promise amazing deals for Leo season. So you can get 20% off my signature program. It's all about manifesting. It's all about manifesting your magnificent life, and it is available now at 20% off. So go to the website and pop Leo in caps locks into the coupon code, and you get your 20% off. So go and grab that today. I love you loads, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.